Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and welcome back to another episode of Left 4 Dead 2 Myth Busting Mondays. And in today's video for the final myth, we're going to be testing to see if whether or not that lowering your draw distance allows you to be able to see through walls, giving you basically the ability to wall hack. Is this actually possible? That's what we're going to try to answer for you guys at the end of the video. If you guys have enjoyed today's video, please drop a like, subscribe if you are new, and if you have a myth of your very own that you would like to have us test in next week's episode, please by all means put them here in the comments down below, or also alternatively, you can leave them within my Discord server, which is going to be linked down below in this video's description. With all that being said, guys, I hope you end up enjoying this week's episode of Left 4 Dead 2 Myth Busting Mondays. Myth: can you complete the first chapter of the Parish in 1 minute or less? Alright guys, so we're hopping just straight into Myth 1, and shoutouts to Dan or Dr. Zed, by the way, for helping me get the footage for every myth this week, because at the moment, I am currently in California on a vacation as of the publishing of this video, so he was the one that got the gameplay for all the myths today, so thank you once again, Dan. So Dan is pretty good on time so far. He's choosing his paths carefully, and he's deciding to go through places such as the restaurant instead of going around and risk possibly getting blocked by the bricks and having to go up the staircase with that one director path. So any second now, Dan is about to get out of the restaurant and will be back in the streets, and then shortly thereafter he will be in the safe room. I'm pretty sure you guys can see where this is going. He ends up not only making it to the safe room, but he gets there with a little bit of time to spare, around 42 seconds. So Myth 1 is confirmed here today. You can complete the first chapter of the Parish in 1 minute or less. Myth: can a jockey pounce off of walls like how hunters can? So just in case either you don't know this, or this was your first ever episode tuning into this series, basically what we're referring to is that how the hunter has a mechanic where he is able to basically back kick off of surfaces, allowing him to jump from wall to wall. And so we want to see if the jockey, since he's also very similar to the hunter and can leap forward pretty far, if he can do the exact same thing. But from watching Dan's footage here, it looks like that he cannot. Dan is indeed doing the technique right, where he's spinning around at the correct time, because he's more skilled with the hunter than I am, but it's not working with the jockey. So it's busted here today. The second myth does not work. Myth: in the sacrifice, if a player returns to the safe room while another player sacrifices themselves, will the player in the safe room be considered alive in the credits? So since Dan got all this footage this week by himself, for myth number 3, he's going to have to do this with bots, which is simple because we'll just end up using the console commands from our admin menu to freeze them in place in the safe room for us. So it looks like from the footage that Dan decided to make Bill be the one in the safe room while Zoe and Lewis end up staying at the bridge, and of course Dan's going to have to be the one to sacrifice himself since bots cannot do it, so he's going to go over to the generator now. Let's see what happens. So the tank, aka Zombie Brock Lesnar, is going to throw a rock at Dan. He is now incapacitated. The camera's going to end up zooming out and fade to black, all cinematic-like, and here come the credits very shortly. And it says that both Dan and Bill are dead for some reason. Well, that means that the myth is busted, but to me that makes no sense because the safe room just a moment ago was the thing that kept the survivors alive from the last chapter. It literally is a safe room, so why is he not safe in there? It makes no sense to me. Myth: after taking the panic event in No Mercy Chapter 3, if you use an adrenaline shot, can you jump over to the gas station and get on its roof? Now when it comes to Myth 4, Dan didn't test this one in the way that I would have, but that's fine because either way we would have tested it, it would have still given us the same result. And the result we found out is this: the gas station has an invisible barrier that completely blocks players from getting on the roof in the first place. Because, and we're going to end up no-clipping here just as an example, let's say that you were able to make it to at least that part of the building and then just jump from there to the gas station. You wouldn't be able to because this invisible barrier gets in the way regardless of what angle you approach it from. So that means that unfortunately Myth 4 is going to be busted automatically because even if you were able to get over here, which I doubt you can to begin with, you wouldn't be able to due to the invisible barrier. Alright guys, it is now time for the final myth, and once again it is going to be if you lower your draw distance in these settings, are you able to end up wall hacking and end up seeing special infected through buildings, doors, walls, etc., and basically be able to cheat. I'm going to let Dan take it from here again and see if whether or not that the last myth is confirmed or busted. Myth: if you put your draw distance to low in the settings, can you see infected through walls? Alrighty guys, so Dan ended up changing his settings ahead of time, and now he is in a game of Dark Carnival on Chapter 1, and what he's going to do here in a second is he's going to spawn in a special infected on top of the bridge. He's going to freeze them with console commands, and then just look at the bridge and see if whether or not that he can look through the walls and be able to see things like his legs or just something hiding in there. So he's going over to the commands now. I think he's going to spawn in a smoker from what I remember, yep, and then he's going to go back down to the ground. He's going to end up taking a look. Oh yeah, I don't even need to do a double take. I can see that immediately. You can clearly see the smoker through the bridge right there. You do go back to normal vision if you scope in with a sniper, but that's fine. Either way, the myth is confirmed. So yeah, guys, if you want to play the game on easy mode and take it one step further, you can end up doing this as well, and that way you can just relax and play a casual game of Left 4 Dead. Alrighty guys, but that's going to be it here for today's video, and I do truly hope you guys ended up enjoying it. If you did, please consider dropping a like, comment, subscribe, follow, and all that beautiful stuff. Shoutouts to Dan once again for helping me get the footage for this week's episode. Really appreciate it. And if you guys have a myth of your very own that you would like to have us test for next week's episode, please by all means guys leave them here in the comments down below, or also alternatively, you can leave them within my Discord server, which is going to be linked down below in this video's description. With all being said guys, I hope you end up enjoying seeing another YouTube video from the most unique YouTubers you're ever going to see. Thanks for watching guys, I love all of you, and peace out.
Hey meme lords, Jesus here, and you better have enjoyed that video there by the eternal god Daddy Ninja. You should probably subscribe too, or the mighty Moab will come for your balls. If you enjoyed the video, you might like it too, and give me the memes. Flash, bang, boom!